Hello everyone, this is Darren at GNB Productions, and today we are going to be continuing our celebration of the Halloween season by looking at another entry in my favorite horror movie franchise, Evil Dead. And today we're going to be looking at the 2013 remake, Evil Dead. This movie is one of the very rare instances of being a decent remake to the classic horror series. Even though I love the original film, and this may be a bit of a hot take, but I can't help but enjoy this one just slightly more than I do the original. This isn't me saying the original is bad by any means, it's just that this modernized take is able to do far more than what the original set out to do. The visual effects, the storytelling, the gore, and the whole horror vibe is, in my opinion, a vast improvement from the original. There's a reason this movie was called the scariest film you will ever see. The things that go down in this movie are nuts. First, I love the subtle story choices they use to kind of shut down the bullcrap horror movie tropes that we're used to seeing. This movie deals with a drug addict, Mia and her older brother David, along with their friends going up to their old family cabin so that they can be isolated and properly help Mia with her addiction. Not only is this not just a random cabin they come across, like, it's pretty well established that they used to hang out in this cabin pretty often, and when Mia starts talking about seeing demons everywhere, her friends and David reasonably think that she's just going through a bad withdrawal and don't believe her and just decide to stay at the cabin. Everything about this particular part of the story just feels so real to me. I mean, if you were in the scenario, I don't know why you'd be in this scenario, but if you were in this scenario and your friend who's a known addict just starts talking about random demons and monsters and ghosts popping all up over the place, you would reasonably think that, you know, they're just going through some stuff and they'll say anything to get out of this area. Another thing to love about this movie is that since it is a modernized take on the classic Evil Dead, which Raimi aimed to have as much gore as possible, this movie has the best gore and visual/practical effects out of all of the Evil Dead films. This is why I'm hoping Evil Dead can expand and not be this niche little franchise and properly get the recognition it deserves among other horror franchises so that we can get more stuff like this. This and Ash vs. Evil Dead is something I always point to when it comes to being complete and utter bloodbath 90% of the time. If you are into this kind of stuff, like me, you are guaranteed to get a kick out of this movie and this franchise. The practical effects in this movie are freaking amazing. This is the best usage of practical effects I have seen in a while. And everything to the set design and the whole cabin in the woods setting and overall scenery has never looked better. Mia, played by Jane Levy, freaking kills it in this role. When she's playing the drug addict going through a bad withdrawal and being paranoid and all, she is freaking amazing. But at the same time, when she becomes a deadite and she says and does all this demonic bullcrap, I cannot give her enough props. This movie is really good at getting you connected to its characters, and that's something it has over the original Evil Dead. Specifically Mia and David. The writing of David and the performance of Shiloh Fernandez, I'm sorry if I got that wrong, is so compelling and heartbreaking as you see him go through these demons taking out his friends and family. I remember getting so emotionally attached to David over the course of the movie, and seeing him die legitimately pissed me off as a kid, and it still pisses me off now. I'm only a little disappointed we didn't get a true sequel to see where Mia's story continued, but the alternative was Ash vs. Evil Dead, and I'm not going to complain about that. The only negative I have with this movie, and this isn't something that is a huge gripe, but it's something I noticed when rewatching it. While I love the storytelling and the overall feel for this movie, one thing I kind of miss when it comes to this Evil Dead movie is the humor. I originally was slightly disappointed we didn't get Ash in this movie, but I later got over it because this movie and Ash vs. Evil Dead basically proved you can have cool characters besides Ash. But something that I'm used to at this point with the Evil Dead franchise is its comedic tone alongside the horror. This isn't a major problem, it's just a small gripe I got with the movie. Overall, this movie is a proper example of a remake done right. It has lots of nods and love for the previous films, but does enough of its own thing to not be a direct retread of the classic film, and it perfectly stands on its own. Now, I know this was a bit of a short review, because although I do like the Evil Dead remake, it's not a groundbreaking film that I need to go that in-depth in, but don't worry. Next time, we'll be looking at the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV series in its entirety. So, if you want to stick around for that, you know what to do. Down there, you already know what to do. So, if you like what you saw, let me know right down there in the comments below. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to this GNB Productions, and take care.